in 6th grade because, oh my God, a girl playing flag football. It's the end of the world. It's the 70s and it's California, and we're so progressive even then. But she was the best athlete in the team. And it was just, I'm always going to love to see women beating men in head-to-head competition. Because I think it sends that much more, that women's sports and women athletes, you know, deserve that measure of respect every bit as much as anybody else who's on that floor. And so
yeah, I think there's this idea that like women and men are like just different in like athletically speaking, and it's just God-given and all of that. And there's so much research going that like that if you just let boys and girls play together their entire lives, like the athletic differences between men and women over the generations would merge and become not as radical. And we think it's totally socially constructed, this idea that like that the athletic abilities are just so vastly different. It's mostly because at age 4, we're like, you go play soccer over there, and you go play soccer over there. That's like, it's all socially, not all socially constructed, but it's so socially constructed.
Did you remember your tweet?
That's what I just said.
Okay.
The thing about the second, okay.
Okay.
Did that make sense? Did I say it
Yeah,
correctly?
yeah.
It's more mean.
The Patrick Burke thing about...
yeah, what about, can you repeat it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was that straight men in a locker room, if they have a gay teammate, that they're worried that the gay teammate will treat them the way they treat women.
I was trying to come up with 148 characters.
Things that fit.
I mean, last call.
I just have one last question.
Sure.
Going on the kind of moving away from the sexism of the stereotypes. And what, you know, I think that when athletes come out, it's a huge deal, and assuming more, do you think that makes it easier for LGBT fans of sports? I'm a, gay man, and I have season tickets to the Green Bay Packers. And I still get, after all these years, I still get the question of, I cannot believe you're a football, and this coming from both within the community, but also from without. There's such a huge stereotype. So what does this do for LGBT fans?
They get to come out of the closet.
I do think yeah.
As sports fans.
But I do think we're kind of going down this path now where, like, if you look at the gay male athletes that we're holding up as examples, Michael Sam, Derek Gordon, Jason Collins, and we have all this rhetoric around them that they're like, see, they're strong. And we're basically reinforcing the idea of what it means to be a straight man in society. Like, are we actually giving a space for like a gay man who maybe defines as less like traditionally manly? Are they seeing themselves represented in that? And in the same way, we are always holding up like lesbians who are like, see, she's good looking. How is that possible? Was there going to be room for women who maybe identify as more androgynous? Or are we just like all of our examples of like gay and lesbian athletes that we're holding up are actually reflecting the mainstream now? More so. So I guess in how I'm connecting that to your point is like, I don't know like how gay men like the NFL, like, are they connecting with Jason Collins and Michael Sam? Do they see themselves in that representation, or is it just continuing to reflect like the mainstream version of what it means to be like a big strong man?
I can answer that question. I happened to go to a Red Sox game during Pride Week. It was Pride at Fenway. And there were, in the very section I would say maybe 20, 25 people who had pride, red rainbow flags. There was very identifying. There were men, there were women, they were in groups of themselves, they were mixed. Nobody batted an eye. I mean, I don't know if that gets it, but it's pretty
So here's the thing though, we don't have a gay pride day at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. So I'm talking about days that aren't the gay pride day, just general, being a sports fan. When the stereotype since childhood was, you don't fit into this crowd.
Well, do you feel like you fit in more now than you did 5 years ago?
No, I feel pretty much the same, but what I'm finding is it's more talked about now, and and like I was saying, you still get these questions, both from within the community and from. I have a very good friend who's gay, and he was like, I cannot believe, why would you ever want to go to a Packer game? Because I love football, And so I have to imagine that this is an issue for a lot of people. And also I think that there was a time not all that long ago where I didn't feel necessarily comfortable being openly gay. Not that I do anything openly gay when I'm at a football game, but I just feel much more, I do.
So you're closetedly gay.
No, I'm just saying, no, you, like, I don't have those worries as much as I used to.
I mean,
My last word, we have well, let's see,
Are we at-
it's 3 o'clock, but I'll let.
well, I would just say, I mean, the number of times I've had, like, particularly, I've noticed, like, you know, older gay male couples, like, you know, the number of times, like, you know, I'll meet partners and, you know, find out what I do, and like, they'll, like, one will walk away and the other will say, like, you know, I love sports, and, you know, like he hates them. And so, like, and so I feel kind of like awkward about even talking about the fact that I like sports, and it's like, it's interesting because we invent, like, you know, these kinds of, like, you know, this is the way you're supposed to be gay, maybe,
Yeah.
and you're not supposed to like these things, and like, and maybe that was a generational conceit then, but, you know, like, I think we're now at this happier time where you can be gay and a rugby fan who actually watches rugby as opposed to just the videos that get put in the
Yeah.
bar of the rugby players. You know, it's a happier time where people can just enjoy sports no matter who they are and on whatever level. And if anything, you know, sports, the virtue that sports gives us is that it gives gay, straight, men, women, people from all colors, all communities, something to talk about that's harmless and connects us and allows us to talk to each other and engage one another socially in a way that has nothing to do with whether, you know, you're coming from different areas of faith or the lack of it, or and it is. I like to always call sports as the great American social lubricant. It's safe. It just makes every situation a little bit
Unless you have a
better.
lot of teams.
Yeah.